Hello, we are from Group 3-4 consisting of team members Gladys, Champaining, Irfan Zikri, Noh Hidayah, and me, Jonathan. Our topic for this project is agriculture, in which we will focus on the usage of fertilizers. Before that, what is agriculture? So agriculture is the practice of cultivating plants and livestock, for example, palm oil, rubber plantation, and even raising livestock such as cows and goats. Now the reason we chose this topic is because agriculture sector is one of the biggest source of pollution in many countries, including Malaysia. It is also one of the main source of income for our country. So agriculture sector actually has its negative impact on the environment due to the usage of fertilizers, pesticides and toxic chemicals. Further details on this will be discussed by my team members next.
Hello, for part of expecting the life cycle assessment or LCA. LCA is a tool for identifying and evaluating the environmental aspect of product and service from the cradle to the grave, and according to the ISO 14040 guideline, LCA is carried out in 4 stages. The chosen case of study in this assessment is the LCA on the usage of fertilizer. The first stage of LCA comprises establishing the studies and user, the end use of the result, and the studies rule, which dictate the scope of the investigation. When examining the environmental effect of mineral fertilizer, it is crucial to differentiate between the influence of industrial production technologies and the impact of their use in agro-ecosystem. In the second stage, identifying, gathering, and analyzing the inventory of input are involved with the output. In the case of fertilizer, emission primarily include the production of carbon dioxide and nitrogen oxide. The main environmental issue associated with the phosphorus fertilizer are exploitation of non-renewable hydrates calcium sulfate and a troublesome waste product of phosphoric acid production. In the third stage, the environmental impact of the product or process will be evaluated. Three compulsory tasks have been introduced in order to transfer LCA data into impact category indicate and to obtain values. The tasks are impact categories, category indicator, and characterization model. The last stage is to access the data, explain the restriction on the accuracy of the analysis, and create conclusion. In this LCA, we can observe that increased pollution emission contribute to the greenhouse effect acidification and eutrophication as production identified. Lastly, pro-environmental initiatives seek to limit resource consumption.
Next, since improper waste management system or the misuse of fertilizers in the agriculture industry can severely affect the environment and our well-being, therefore some laws and regulations is legislated to control the waste management system of this industry in Malaysia. This includes the Water Act 1920, which in general prohibits the discharge of pollutants into water sources. Next, the Malaysian Standards on Good Agricultural and Collection Practices is also promoted to encourage good fertilizer management, irrigation, waste and pollution management. Lastly, for the Environmental Quality 1974, it touches on the general agricultural practices and tightens the law against open burning activities as well as illegal chemical waste discharge, where parties who found guilty of it will be fined according to the law stated.
Waste reduction is the most acceptable option in the waste management hierarchy. A technology called variable rate technology for fertilizer that is applied in rice precision farming was invented by Mardi. It functions to help reduce fertilizer's waste. Variable rate technology for fertilizer is a method to control the amount of fertilizers for crops based on factors such as the types of soil, density of crops over an area, and water irrigation method. In this technology, a fertilization treatment map was first developed through data from field collections and satellite technology. The fertilization treatment map has information such as the fertilization rate specific to each location and the type of fertilizers to be used. The data from fertilization treatment map will be uploaded to a fertilizer application system which functions to distribute fertilizers to the crops. The implementation of this technology in Felkras Seberang Perak for tree harvesting season was able to reduce the amount of fertilizers by 11.9% in kilograms nitrogen per hectare compared to the conventional fertilizers application method. However, the application of this technology is still very much limited due to its high cost. Therefore, the government should put great emphasis on helping Malaysian farmers to digitalize their farming processes to leverage the country's economy in the long run.
Wastewater treatments to remove phosphorus and nitrogen due to the nutrient leaching through the soils and soil erosion are also discussed. Phosphorus is removed by chemical treatment using metal salts, i.e. ferric chloride, alum, lime, where chemical is added at the primary and secondary clarifiers feed, as well as enhanced biological phosphorus removal, also known as EBPR treatment, that use phosphorus accumulating organisms, PAO, to store intracellular phosphorus. PAO is produced at the anaerobic phase and used in the following aerobic phase to store phosphorus. Nitrogen, on the other hand, can be removed by utilizing microalgae-based systems.
In conclusion, there are negative impacts of agriculture on the environment. However, there are also effective ways to overcome it in order to have a more sustainable environment. So as chemical engineers, we need to think of alternative and effective methods to reduce the pollution caused by the agricultural sector in order to achieve the sustainable development goals. That's all from Group 3-4. Thank you.